Alrighty guys, so today is the day. If you've been keeping on top of all the events, then obviously we're coming to the end. I've just dropped the video talking about what's to come for week 2 now that we're coming at the end of week 1, and right here and now, as you guys can see, the URYU skin is available, so we are going to check it out. Where's my URYU? There we go. I've kind of stopped working on him. There he is. And the drip as follows. Ooh. Can I keep him in the base? Alright, well, not as drippy as Ichigo, not to say the least, but regardless, even when he's in school, or I mean, you can technically class as his work clothing, if anything, kind of looks like it, he's ready to clear out business, bro. This looks awkward as AF. This looks so awkward right now. This doesn't fit him. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go check it out in game and see how it looks. So these are the two current alternative skins that we can use, putting them side by side. Bro, Ichigo just looks way more drippy. I really would have wished that Ichigo skin to be available on his holification version. I think in the future they should actually look into doing that, you know, when regardless of what Ichigo it is, to have that skin accessible for them. But anyway, these are the only two skins that we have so far, and I suspect going forward, you know, the SRs will be given out through other events and whatnot. I'm putting my money on to say that the Gin skin will also be given out through events. Now, I am going to say that I'm hoping and I'm praying that the first time we see some form of uniqueness in skins, in terms of worthy of putting money towards, it will probably be during Chinese New Year. That's what I'm gonna hope and pray for. But anyway, let's try the battle. Yep, when work is due, URYU is there. Cool. So yeah, not bad of a skin, but Ichigo still takes the cake. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing to take note of, to actually give us furthermore confirmation on what is going to be catered to next, if anyone does want to kind of plan ahead, i.e. like what I'm trying to do right now, where I'm trying to prep things ahead of time, since my Gin, he's in a fair standing. I mean, there's a few things I could do, but it really comes down to me getting lucky with the RNG and the substats and whatnot. That I'm waiting on the corridor stamp rate up to release, so that way we can start farming up these goddamn stamp cards, not having to worry about BSRG. But obviously next up is Strike. So the guild boss, weekly boss, call it what you will, is week 2 Thrust and Strike. Thrust, it's a given. Thrust is currently being catered to right now with this current update for the next 2.5 weeks. And then come the end of January, new characters coming along, and it seems that the developers have focused on to give Strike some loving, which is the right thing to do, clearly. And then after that, going into Chinese New Year, I think Slash is about to be back at it again, causing more chaos. You know, at the very beginning of the game they were carrying. It seems that we might be back to square one during February, but coming to the end of January, Strike is being catered to. And the interesting thing about Strike is that it's not just Grimmjow in the mix of things. There are other contenders on who we could see. Now, I've already stated to say that I'm a Grimmjow fanboy, and of course I would more than happy for him to be next, so I can max him out ASAP and just have absolute blast with him. And I'm sure everyone else is the same, having another crazy ass DPS character, because that's, I mean, well, if you look at Aizen, he's crazy too. He's a baffled character, so I mean, technically speaking, we could see Grimmjow in another way. But anyway, coming back to my thoughts on the Strike side of it, we are due a support character, if we were to think about it, right? Because Aizen, he's an insane baffled character, and well, not just Gin, Toshiro, Ichigo, we've had some crazy DPS characters. URYU is still holding it down for Strike element, I'm not gonna lie. People have their thoughts and opinions. I still deem her to be decent S rank tier at the very most. I know some have kind of dipped it down to A and whatnot. I'm just like, questionable, but she's still holding it down. So I would expect, I'm kind of leaning towards to say, okay, we might get another bit of a powerhouse, because Komamura is still kind of, again, holding it down. Aizen is still usable overall for any DPS character, so there's that. But support-wise, Urahara's been holding it since day one. I think we're long overdue a support character. Now, in the Strike department, we could very well get that in the likes of Mayuri's Kurosuchi. So it'll be interesting whether or not if they want to commit to that, because I am putting my money on to say that I think Mayuri might be a support unit. It's very fitting to say that that is definitely going to be the role. for that specific character. Soifon could technically be a battlefield. Other way, yeah, I genuinely can't see it the other way around in terms of their role. And then Komamura will still be holding it down in terms of battlefield skill, because he's doing a phenomenal job, especially once you get minimum that first dupe in, right? You can really cater to supporting the main DPS with that, of course, and plus his battlefield skill is still phenomenal. So yeah, so if that is the case, then to be fair, Grimjow can then come in as a DPS. And then Soifon could be a potential battlefield user. That could be the new look for the strike element. Possibly. Possibly. But again, with what has been found in-game, Grimjow out of the three is the most complete. So it is looking like a Grimjow release, but you guys know the developers. You guys know how it was before. Gin's kit was ready, and all of a sudden Aizen came into play. So I'm going to say I want Grimjow to release. But if they do release Mayuri during the end of January, he needs to be a support. I am praying for that, because I think we might be getting some crazy support character. Urahara, you've been holding it down for far too long. Take a rest, my boy. Let's get some more craziness coming into play. So that's where I'm going to put my money on to say on what I want next, alternatively from Grimjow. But in terms of strike element, it is more than likely next. They're not going to screw us over and release another Thrust element, since Thrust has got exactly everything that they needed. They've got their full coverage, so it's fair to say that the next element will be Strike, whether it will be a DPS character or a support character, because that's kind of up in the air right now on one of the two roles to be released, because we are long overdue a SSR support. So that is now in the mix, I will say. But yeah, after the last fiasco that we've had, as much as I want to say Grimjow's the next character, they might do it. Hey, they might pull an Aizen on us. Just be wary. And I'm putting my money on to say Mayuri as a support character.